Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Denver, Colorado. Today, another Saturday video, super in-depth, a lot of fun. We will be talking about Union Station and everything that kind of coincides with it.
All right, let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? We are the one and only Mile High Property Brothers. I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my business partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time here, welcome. But while you're here, hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell, because every Tuesday and every Thursday and every other Saturday, like this one, dropping a new video telling you everything there is to know about either moving to or living in the entire Denver metro area.
We are licensed brokers in the state of Colorado, and yes, as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do for you, we would love to do that. But with that being said, let's get into Union Station and everything it has to offer. We've got some really cool exclusive access. We've got a fun homie of ours who's got a lot of access to a lot of different buildings, and she's given us some really cool access over these past couple of weeks to do some cool things. This one's specific to Union Station. But before we get inside, let's talk about our topographical map. We are literally in lower downtown Union Station, the pinnacle piece to downtown and how everything was built around it. But if you guys are not familiar, where are we at specifically?
Yeah, so we are right off of Wazee Street, right between Wazee and Wine Coop. We are on the pretty much the very west side of downtown Denver. And like Will had mentioned, this is about as historic as it gets here in Denver. If you guys watched our video on the Oxford a couple of weeks ago, you remember that was the first hotel in downtown Denver, purposefully stationed right behind us, directly in front of Union Station, which was a primary thoroughfare between Chicago and LA, right?
Yep, 100%. So we're gonna get into some super cool details, give you all the need to knows about Union Station. But before we get inside, hey, have some fun, look at the drone footage, enjoy like just the atmospherics as far as Denver and the surrounding area, and then we'll get back and we'll start talking about these bullet points. All right.
All right, guys, we are inside the Great Hall here at Union Station. And as you can see behind us, this is a great hall.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
What did this used to be, guys? What's a little bit of history? Let's go over a little bit of the timeline. So Union Station was first built in 1881, and man, it was poppin'. It was the place to be. We all know that there was like major gold rush going on during that time. This was a huge destination.
Poppin', like what's poppin' look like back then?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. Bottom line, back in 1881, if you were able to jump on a train and come to a place like this, you were definitely somebody.
Yep, so unfortunately just after that, right, like early 1900s, they had a fire.
1912.
Literally destroyed the entire center of Union Station.
Yeah, all of this.
We're trying to figure out if anybody passed away during that time. There's a write-up on the building that says a spectacular fire was created. Then the insurance finally paid up and we rebuilt it. And it's like, man, it's so interesting how they literally framed it in stone, how it's written. It's like, did anybody die here? Was there some famous cowboy that didn't make it out, ends up on a train in San Francisco?
Yeah, maybe the great.
Colorado's big with that.
debate.
Buffalo Bill's buried here. There's a couple of other really cool stories. So we're gonna do some research if we can't find it, if you guys can find it.
These are conspiracy theories from 1912. Why not?
Super big, you know, and then like when he talks about popping, they're super busy, like just literally 80 trains a day that were in and out of here. So for back in those times, it was one of these focal points all the way up toward World War II.
After World War II, that's when things kind of changed. Travel died down, and then, man, it was just kind of dead here a little bit, all the way up till about 2014. Well, believe it or not.
It had died down for a long time. You didn't have a lot of infrastructure. You didn't have a lot of businesses here. You had like what, one train, 2 trains a day? 2 trains a day just prior to 2014. So imagine going from like early 1900s, 80 to then modern day 2014, you've got 2. And really cool because, hey, this is a focal point of Denver. So you've got a lot of historians that have been here for a long time that have a lot of influence. Once the light rail started showing its face around Colorado, and this had an opportunity to be an extreme focal point for Denver. $54 million went into this place. And it's really cool because not only Union Station, but just Denver as a whole is very good at keeping it very cultured, very historic. So there's different regulations and laws that get placed into how you can restore these things, how much you can change, how much you can't change, even down to these chandeliers that are hanging behind us. Maybe a little bit bigger, maybe, but they literally had to be recreated. The original's destroyed. These had to be recreated to a T, and then everything else, man, original floors. You've got sculpting on the walls that are all original that they refurbished, really cool. But it was the light rail that started bringing everything back, and this became what they like to call Denver's living room, right? So like a focal point of like, hey, if we're gonna be getting a lot of traffic here, or if people are gonna be using Union Station for the light rail, let's give them something to do and let's create an experience while they're here. And believe it or not, everything out behind us, all of the platform, Bourne, the Pullman, all these places literally grew from the fruition of Union Station.
Yeah. And when Will mentions the light rail coming here, what he's referencing is in 2014, they finally built a light rail line from Union Station out to DIA, the Denver International Airport. Correct. And believe it or not, before 2014, we just didn't have that. So that is really the catalyst to making this place is what it is today, was because, hey, now that we're connected to the airport, this became not just a pass-through location, but a literal destination for people that are coming here and just wanting to do the whole train experience.
And it still services trains. It is open 24 hours a day. You still have Amtrak here, right? You've also got the Rocky Mountaineer here. So that's a Canadian company, I'm pretty sure, but the Rocky Mountaineer is like this luxurious train experience where it's got like glass ceilings. It takes you all the way through the Rocky Mountains into like Moab and back. You stay in Glenwood Springs, a lot of really cool stuff. And you have like all you can eat, super good food on there.
Really?
We'll have to do something. Guys, we'll probably do something specific as far as like the Rocky Mountaineer, just for its own video, its own experience, but really cool. So just the attraction that Union Station has become in addition to what it was prior, really cool. And if you're unfamiliar with Denver, if you're moving to Denver, it does speak to the culture in Denver, how everything is like, it's just been rebirthed. You've got a lot of big buildings here. You've got a lot of modern infrastructure, but these old buildings, and the way Denver protected it, the way that they wanted things done, what a cool vision, and it's all come out really well.
Now, guys, if you are not planning on taking the light rail, or maybe you're not planning on taking a train anytime soon, you're still gonna wanna come down to Union Station. Will and I are down here at least once a week. Our office is right down the street, but here's a cool thing. They've got multiple bars, multiple restaurants, over a dozen places that you can eat. When you're looking at this footage, when he called it the living room, they've built just couches and coffee tables for all these different areas to where it truly does feel like you might be hanging out at someone's house.
For day. And again, it's open 24 hours a day. So like, depending on what time you want to come in, like it's here, it's got free Wi-Fi, like hang out, have a drink. We're kind of like early birds. We don't drink too much. We're lightweights when we get home. We put kiddos to bed, but hey, stay as long as you like. Who cares what we think? Stay as long as you like.
And in fact, while you're staying here, or maybe you are coming here to travel, there is a hotel within the building called the Crawford Hotel. Denver in general, you know, we'll mention the original floors.
I know why he's pausing, because we're gonna do a video on that too.
We are.
And you don't want to give too much away as far as like that hotel.
Yeah, but when you come here and you love history, Denver is so good about keeping the Denver charm. And that's one of the things, as the city is continuing to grow and expand and change, as all cities do, Denver has done such a good job keeping these historic things. And they could have come in here, they could have torn this thing down and done something completely different with it, but no, they literally recreated the light fixtures and had people come in. Yeah, they had people come in, these decorations that you see around the columns, those are columbine flowers. It was originally designed like that.
No, these are all original. That
yeah,
we do.
Original. They had plaster specialists come in by hand and fix them all up to the original condition.
And Denver's now the front runner. So you've got Kansas City, you've got a couple of different places in the Midwest that have their own Union Stations that are not doing well, that aren't refurbished. Denver's now like this front runner as far as like how they rebirth part of a city or a major piece of the city just by using that Union Station. And really cool. One point we want to get to, real estate, right? So when you've got this many people that are moving to Denver and Denver invests itself this well to rebirth infrastructure, to continue to like recreate the culture here, maintain the culture that's been here for a long time. That's a large reason why people want to be in Colorado, in addition to just the four seasons and things you can do and that people are nice. But man, it's so cool when they do that, because if you guys are buying in the Denver metro area or anywhere close to it, yes, your soil of what you're owning is super valuable. Yes, things will continue to get refurbished here and taken care of. And it's, as far as you guys considering where you want to move, yeah, those are the variables you can't change. Is no matter how nice you make a house, the location that it's in and how well that city's taking care of itself will matter to your resale, right? So super important, all things to consider. And yes, if you guys have questions on that, again, we are licensed brokers in the state of Colorado. And yes, we do love helping you with your real estate needs just as much as we love making these videos. So that number that's popping back up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and the emails. So enjoy some fun drone footage and B-roll of Union Station. We'll see you guys super soon.
All right, see you guys.